Shit crazy, hopping out the car, no photos, baby. Fuck around with you.
Alright, I decided I'm gonna do a 3-for-1 tonight. So this one, let me start from this part. Me and this individual fell out and we didn't talk for a while, but essentially we wrote each other and we got cordial. But it is what it is. Like, she doing her thing, I'm doing my thing. I always have love for her. But I'm gonna tell y'all about the time when I had a falling out at New Orleans. Now, this is the disclaimer, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Don't go out of town if you balling on a budget. Just don't do it. Unless it's just one of them places where you can do stuff for dirt ass cheap. And even then, I would not do it. Will not suggest, zero. I don't recommend it. Just don't do it. Stop doing that. Especially if y'all want to remain friends. Stop fucking doing that. So this particular time, I was on a budget, but I had enough to do whatever it is I wanted to fucking do. Sis was a little tight in the pocket, you know, this, that, and the third. So whatever. So, this is my first trip I take when I moved to South Carolina. So I know her from Montgomery. So let me explain how I got there. I got dropped off from South Carolina to Atlanta, and then I took the mega bus, which is cheap as fuck, from Atlanta to Montgomery. And then we were going to drive in a car, gas up, and drive to New Orleans. And then my homegirl from Detroit, my best friend from Detroit, flew down to New Orleans to meet us there. So we got a nice-ass room. Like, this room is nice. It's French style, giving New Orleans. Like, it's giving what it's supposed to give. Nice-ass room. But again, friend balling on a budget. So am I. Like, just being real. But I got enough to do what I got to do. So, yeah. We gas up in her car, and I probably gave her like $20 to gas up her car. But she takes her car, parks it on the side of the hotel room. It does not move, literally, to the time we pull off. Now, keep that in mind. Because what we decided we wanted to do, go ahead and Uber around and then split it 1, 2, 3 ways. Me, homegirl, I'm just call her homegirl, and my best friend from Detroit. We split it 3 ways, which is cool. You know, we go 3, 4 places. Everything is kind of in walking distance. Like, even our room, because our room was so nice, it was like not too far from the strip. We can literally leave our room and walk 3 blocks up and be by the strip, or take a Uber 5-10 minutes, because whatever the walking, you know, the district was at wasn't that far. So that was what the plan is and was. So literally, again, from the time we get there, sis car sits in the same spot it was when we pulled up in New Orleans. Literally, don't move. So we there, we doing whatever. We buying drinks. We having a good time. We're both, let's say this. I'm a strong personality. Sis is a strong personality, or homegirl. Homegirl's a strong personality. But like with homegirl, if she gotta argue or address something, she's gonna do it. And I am like that as well, but it's levels to this shit. So if something little happens, she feels the need to have to. And I'm like, sometimes it don't require that. Like, and I learned that probably through dealing with her. Like, everything doesn't require and the fire and fury. Like, everything does not require that. Let's yield and calm down. So, like, we're able to do whatever we want to do. You know, we get dropped off. We walk around. We go to the casino. She doesn't have her ID. So, she's kind of getting into it with the security about her ID. Like, she has some form of paper to show her identification, but it's not a silent ID. So, I remember telling her, like, friend, you know, kind of calm down, because, for one, you don't have your ID. So, you can't get mad at them for doing their job. Like, I'm that type of friend. I'm real, and I'm objective in my thinking. So, like, yeah, you're mad because you feel like you have a paper that shows, you know, your ID, or maybe I don't know what the type of paper it was, but it showed her identity, her ID, but she didn't have her little ID. And I'm like, you can't get mad at them. They're doing their job. Like, my mama worked at a casino. So I'm already sympathetic to casino workers. Like, we not about to do that. But that made her feel some type of way, basically. Like, whatever. But they let us in, so we good. So as we in there, I'm talking to my friend. I'm really with my friend, because she the one from the D. She gamble. I don't really gamble like that. Like, I ain't about to lose my money. First of all, we already balling on the budget. That's number one. Secondly, I don't like to gamble. Like, if we going shopping, we can go shopping. If we getting food, we can go get food. Like, it's whatever. That's guaranteed. With gambling, it's like it's just not my thing. Like, it's just not my thing. I don't. It never was. It never has been. The most I've ever lost gambling was $200, and I still think about that shit to this day. Like, petty as fuck, but I don't care. Like, I just don't like it. But yeah. So we gambling. That was kind of like one thing. That was like the first thing I think that kind of began like the downfall and like the issues. So like everything's good. Like, this was a good trip. Everything's good. Again, we're able to do what we want to do. We're going to eat where we want to eat. We're, getting souvenirs or doing whatever it is that we want to do. We're doing. Like, so we weren't that pretty goddamn broke because we able to do, do what we got to do. And nobody's holding nobody back from enjoying New Orleans. So we're good. So this actually is going to be a short one. So do I skip to the last day? Yeah, I don't even have nothing memorable. This happened, and again, this story is old. This is a few years old. I've talked and we kind of made up, but like, we're, once you have those type of fallouts, you never really recover from that. But we're cool. Like, that's my homegirl. She was getting beat up, jump, bitch. What's up? Like, I'm jumping in. Like, that's the type of friendship it is. And, we was able to kind of make up. But the day, the fallout, the story time of why bitch had to temporarily get cut off was because, I noticed the day before when we went to go get food, she didn't get no food. I'm like, well, do you want some? Do you want something to eat? Because I ain't that type of friend that if you ain't got no money to eat, I'm not going to at least offer you something. Like, so we was about to go. We ended up walking like a bar up down the street to a bar and ordering food from the bar. Like, we about to eat. I want to eat. Like, I'm going to eat. So she didn't want nothing. She stayed in the room. Me and my best friend from Detroit, we went to the bar, got our food, waited, went back to the room, ate. At this point, we turned. Like, there, I know I was high. I ain't gonna lie, we had a big bag of weed. We was smoking the whole time. Drinks here and there. I never was a drinker, y'all. So when it comes to turn up, if it's back then. Now, y'all don't drink or smoke. Thank you, God, for growth. That's a whole nother story, and God get all the credit for that. But yeah, I will at least be high, like high as fuck. So this night, I'm high as fuck. We smoked the whole time, whatever. Like, so when we leave, this is the problem. This is when we about to fall out. I'm balling on a budget because I done spent, my little bit of this, but I still have to get home. So I'm good. Like, I brung enough so I was good. But I don't think sis really had it. Like, I don't know. Like, she never elaborated like, oh, I'm broke as fuck. I don't got nothing. Like, but like, when it was time to leave, she was trying to get me to gas up the car. And I'm like, friend, that was the purpose of us Ubering Ubering to these three places and splitting the cost, which is what we did. She paid my homegirl. I paid my homegirl. My homegirl was straight. Everything was good. That never was an issue. But she wanted me to basically fill up the tank. And I'm like, or basically fill up half the tank. And I'm like, friend, we never drove. Like, I'm going to give you some gas because I'm riding back to Montgomery with you. So I'm going to give you gas, but filling up the tank, like, and this is petty. This is petty as fuck. That's why you don't travel when you don't have no fucking money. Because it was like, first of all, how much is that? But yeah, like, sis wanted me to fill up the tank. And I'm like, no, friend, that was the whole purpose of us Ubering everywhere. Like, I'm not about to fill your tank up, but I'm going to break you off some money because I still have to get back to where we going so I can get on the bus and go home. But I still have to have money to eat and do whatever on my travels, or if something happened, like, so, because I'm on the budget, but I ain't just dead ass broke. That's just being a buck. That's 100% honest. Like, so y'all, we ended up getting into it so bad. We pull up like this. So this is the first time her car leaves. This is the first time her car fucking leaves from the spot. The literal first time when we left New Orleans. This is the first time we leave to go to the gas station. Y'all, we in the gas station parking lot. Do y'all know we start arguing so bad? Y'all, we start arguing so bad. Just some broke shit. Let's just... let's keep it a buck. Some broke ass shit. Because I'm like, friend, I'm not about to fill your car up. I'm sorry. She was, now this is why I say I'm objective in my thinking. She kept trying to make it about giving her something. I'm like, friend, I have to get back to Montgomery. I'm going to give you gas because that's only what's right. But as far as me filling it up, we didn't drive your vehicle. So why would I sit here and break it off or give you the same amount I paid coming? Like, or whatever. Like, I just don't feel like that's right. Like, but instead of her just saying, I don't have it, I got to make it back home. Because I think at that point, she was going to Montgomery. And again, this was a few years ago. But I know that's fact of everything that I said thus far. But I think she was going to Montgomery and then eventually going to have to drive back to Chicago. So sis probably really was, tight on cash, but never really elaborated. But it was obvious because it was like, you trying to get me to fill your tank up, sis, and we not about to do that. Like, I still got to get back home. So, it's so broke. I'm so happy. Y'all, when I say I am so happy for growth, I'm so happy for growth. Because now when I go places, bitch, I'm balling. Like, we ain't even going to talk about that. That's a whole nother video. Matter of fact, I think I did a Miami vlog. When I was in Miami, balling, bitch. Not even balling, but like, I blew bands when I was in Miami. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm just so grateful for growth. Because when I think back on that, it was some broke ass shit on all parties. Like, I'm not even putting the full blame off on her. Because now I would be like, bitch, here, fill your tank up. Like, ain't no big deal. Yeah, we ain't dry your shit, but here, fill your shit up. Like, just knowing who I am now and what I'm able to do now, I would have just did that. Like, fuck it. But like, she never really elaborated and said like, friend, I'm broke as hell. I really need, help, this, that, and the third. She was trying to make it seem like it was an obligation. And I'm like, friend, we did not drive your vehicle. But in her mind, her argument was, well, you still riding back home, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're absolutely right. And I got you, but I'm not filling your tank up because, first of all, I think it was already at half a tank or something like that. I can't remember the specifics, but we never drove your car. Like, we didn't drive your car, so therefore I'm not gonna fill it up. Like, I'm just not about to do that. Like, I don't feel like that's fair because we never drove it. Like, here goes something to go towards it to get us back to our destination, but just filling your tank up, no bueno. Like, I don't agree with that. So like, we mad, we arguing, y'all. I was to the point where I was about to literally get me another ticket or get me something. I was like, just get my bag out the car. I could just, get me a little ticket or something like that, and I'll just get a ticket from New Orleans back to Atlanta at this point. Like, that's what I was on. Like, no bullshit. That's what I was fucking on. Because matter of fact, I think the Megabus did go from yep, it did. It went from New Orleans to Atlanta. So I'm like, I don't even have to ride with you. Technically, I could just get on the Megabus here and then get straight to Atlanta, which is where my band will pick me up from. So I don't even have to do this. And like, I don't know if she really needed it or not, but she like, no, she like, no, which she was probably just being a good friend. Let's be objective. She probably just being a good friend. Like, no, you don't have to do that, this, and third. You can still ride. So like, she texting in the car, mad. Like, we arguing, y'all. We out. I'll fast forward to this. We out in the car, y'all. We arguing. I see the lady who was standing at one of our rooms, little ugly white lady. I never forget her walking by laughing, like, because I know she probably like, dang, they was just standing at this nice ass room with us, and then look at they little broke asses arguing. But yeah, I remember her walking past laughing, and I'm like, bitch, that's embarrassing. Like, who wants to be out arguing about this? But I remember giving her something. And then she gonna come in the gas station like, oh, well, you don't have to give nothing, this, that, and the third. I'm like, all right, don't put your foot in your mouth now. You ain't got no money to get home. But all right, cool. I tell the man, refund me my money. Never got that shit back. I'm like, you can refund my money because that's fine. I'll go buy me something with that. Like, I ain't worried about it. Again, y'all, long story short, don't go out nowhere broke. But, yeah, so she come in the store, do that, and fills up her tank or this, that, and the third, blase, blase. I'm like, cool, whatever. So she on the phone texting whoever, blase, blase, probably making me seem like the culprit. And I'm like, one thing about me, I'm objective. So, like, if you telling the truth, and you have thought, any person gonna see, like, first of all, the shit petty. That's what they gonna see here. They gonna say, first of all y'all bitches is broke. Then they gonna see like, well, friend, technically y'all didn't drive the car, so why would you expect her to fill up your tank? Like, why would you expect that? Like, yeah, she gonna like, and that's why I made it clear. Like, when I'm arguing, I make shit clear. I don't mind giving you something to go toward the trip home, but I'm not filling you up. That's just something I don't agree with. So she texting whoever she texting, long paragraphs. I'm texting whoever I'm texting, long paragraphs, girl, gospel on. Like, we don't say 2 words. And I tell her, like, so I forgot to say this. On the way there, we were supposed to drive. She ended up driving the whole way. So on the way back, I told her, I'm like, yeah, we into it right now, but if you need me to drive, I will drive. Like, I'm not that mad, or I'm not that insensitive where it's like, okay, bitch, I ain't gonna fill up your whole tank and I ain't driving. Like, no. You know, again, my argument the whole time was, I got you, I'll give you some gas. No, I'm not willing to fill up your tank. And if you need me to drive, yes, indeed, I will drive. I will help you drive. That's what I can do as a passenger in your vehicle. That's the least I can do. Like, I'm not, I like to think that I'm fair. You know what I mean? But we gotta be real. Now, again, I say the both of us, you can't go nowhere broke, because again, now these days, bitch, here, fill your tank up, let's go. And she's so, you know, I think she got herself together now. Well, I know she got herself together now where that's probably water under the bridge. So it's like, that's old petty broke shit. But we both basically went out balling on the budget, trying to go on a trip balling on the budget, and it just was not good news. And then, like, I just started talking to her. Like, I went home, back to my man, back to my family, back to my life. Like, wasn't shit, you know, back to reality, back to whatever. And like, she went on about her life. And like, we did not talk for like a whole year and a half. And that was it. And then, like, she just wrote me, like, you know, that situation was so unfortunate. I really value your friendship, the et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, the same. Like, the absolute same. And that was my literal probably first and last trip where I was, like, trying to go somewhere on a budget. Because I'm like, I don't even play that now. Now, I'm, girl, Hilton, like, the nice, you know, semi-nice rooms, balling out, band out, like, I went out with my mom. I sent my mama to Miami. Plane ticket, nice room, paid for all her food. Like, whatever we did, I was funding it, paid for her and my sister to get in the club. Like, that's how I'm able to move now. But back then, you know, I had graduated. Yeah, I had just graduated by then. I wasn't working and nothing like that. So I was balling on a budget. And that's why you do not go out nowhere, ladies. I don't care how cool you think you are. I don't care what your friends said they may loan you or may not loan you. Do not go nowhere. Especially if you don't verbalize and make that agreement too. Don't expect somebody to like pay your way or this, that, and the third. Like, because they may be balling just as much as you or have just a little bit more than you, which was our case. Like, I don't put it totally off on her. I do take, you know, semi-responsibility, but my biggest thing was I still have to get home too. So therefore, like, like, we both, you know, spent whatever it was we spent while we was here, like, like, but yeah, this is gonna be embarrassing. This is one of them embarrassing stories, but I don't care, I could be real. But yes, sis doing, you know, she doing her thing in life, you know, and life went on. Like, we still cool on Facebook, and it ain't no hard feelings, but that was just one of them situations where it was like, no ma'am, hell nah. And sis got, for about a year and a half, that's why this gonna call the cutoff series. That's what I'm gonna call this. Because sometimes in life, and this don't got nothing to do with her, but just a general PSA, like, when it comes to friends, sometimes in life, you just outgrow people. That's number one, because I've had that happen. You outgrow people. Things happen where friends may not have your best interest at heart, or, you know what I mean? Like, they feel some type of way, and, you know, y'all just fall out. But the moral of the story is, bitch, you'll never go nowhere. You or nobody else. And don't go out with nobody else who ain't got no money. If you know they be broke at the crib, bitch, why would you go out of town with them? You know they be broke at the fucking crib. Like, why would you do that? Go out people who with your speed, at your speed, and have a good ass time. Even if you gotta just make friends for travel. Now I understand that. Like, I make certain friends for travel. I go certain places. Now I'm to the point where I have, like, my friend, she wanted to travel. I'm like, friend, I don't even want to travel. Like, when I travel, it be with my man and my son, period. And, like, me, my mom, and my sister, when we went to Miami and balled out, like, had a good time in Miami. And, like, I want to go out with my best friend, too. But we all, like, we're at the point where we're cultivating. Like, you got one who in med school, one who's about to go back to school, dental assistant. Like, we're building. I'm trying to buy, in the process of buying a home. So it's like, we're not at the point of splurging and living life. This is called being real and authentic. I ain't fake. I'll never be fake. I'm a buck. So it's just like, you gotta know who you can do certain stuff with. Don't force it. If you gotta reschedule and maybe stack up for a few more months so you can have a good time, then do so. But yes, I went back to New Orleans after that and balled the fuck out and had a grand fucking time. So again, just choose who you go out with and make sure they at the same frequency as you. Because nowadays, bitch, I ain't even playing that, bitch. I'm about to be gone. I'm going to see you when I get back. Or, matter of fact, I ain't even going with nobody. Like, I ain't even going to do it. I'm going to just go with my man. He cashed me out to pay for everything anyway. I leave the tip. But anyway, y'all comment, like, subscribe. Bye.
This shit crazy. Hopping out the car, no photos, baby. Fuck around with you, I've been throwed off lately.